The socks for today are my Demogorgon's Lair. This is a pattern by Dot Dabbles, a designer from Belgium, and this was round 1 for Sock Madness 13, I think. It's a lace pattern, but as you can see, both socks are different. It was toe up, there is a round toe in here, and there was an afterthought heel in the same shape of the toe. I've used wool met verve basic 4-ply sock yarn, and yeah, what else is there to say? I love them. Hey everyone! It's December 5th and it's noon. Well, 2 minutes to noon. I showed you the tea. To my surprise, this was the Christmas tea again. That was also in day 1. So I'm not sure if there are just a few different blends in the calendar. I don't know. And this very, very pretty red. Just a tad bit lighter than the one from yesterday. I have some things to show. From the Knit to Purl to Festival. First of all, this label. This was a gift from Puck. And this stitch marker, a wooden one again, with the Knit to Purl to Festival 2024. And I got this from Adriella from Koetje Bears and More. She does do vlogmas, but I think only in Dutch. Someone brought me a cute card and she thanks me for all the inspiration and the vlogs and for organizing the Zoom meetings. Again, if the English knitters would enjoy a Zoom meeting, just let me know and then we can come up with a date and time. I got this lovely card from the people from Wool Atelier Tilburg. All you knit is love. I had a telephone call and now I'm kind of lost. I showed you the tea. I showed you all this. I don't think I showed you this one. This mini was in this box and from Eve, and she handed these out during the Knit to Purl too. Today's title is Knitting is My Happy Place. And that kind of interacts with my favorite of the day. The favorite of the day, I wanted to talk about my favorite designers. And some of my favorite designers are Lisa K. Ross, who is Paper Daisy Creations. I get to dye up kits for her. Sarah Shira, who is Imagined Landscapes. She is the gnome designer. I get to dye up kits for her as well. But I wanted to talk specifically about two designers, and one of them has very beginner-friendly patterns. And if I talk to a beginning knitter who want to knit a shawl, for example, or socks or whatever, I know I can refer them to that designer. And the other is the opposite side of the spectrum, that is kind of university knitting. The first one is Stephen West. And and in the Dutch vlog I also talked about Hoey Locatelli. This is one of her designs. This was my Nani Swemo 2019. But let's see. Stephen West. In total, I knitted the Exploration Station 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I knit a color craving, the Doodler, the Kex scarf, the Kex hat, the Meadowbrook scarf, Dotted Race, Speckled Fate. I knit that one 1, 2, 3 times. I made a Penguono, a Texture Time, and Slipstravaganza. I made 2 Batats, 1 Aurora Cabin Shawl, 1 Vertices Unite, a Parachute, and I'm currently knitting on Seriously Holy. And this is my happy place. Knitting is my happy place altogether. But yesterday I wanted to spend more time resting, and I took out this project. This is a brioche project. And the Seriously Holy is because it's with Suri silk and with these huge holes. Brioche is such a nice rhythm, so nice. And I am using the Wee Yarn Company Oozy Suri Silk Alpaca. That's the fluff yarn, the light color. And for the darker color, I am using Undercover Otter Biosock. And by now, this was the last time I showed you. By now I have more than 300 stitches on the needle, and I need to do another round with the big holes when I have 341. So that takes quite some time to get to that point, because I'm just over 300. I am 301 or 303, something like that. But this is truly, truly a happy place to be. Oh, I love brioche. I don't TV knit this shawl because of A, brioche, and B, the Suri silk. So I do watch vlogmas while knitting this, but that's more of a combination of listening and having a peek, and listening and having a peek. So I hope to spend some time with this project again today. That would be lovely. The other designer I want to talk about. Oh, and this design is living in my Yvonne bag. This is by Yvonne, Knitting Inden. I will link her YouTube channel down below because she is also doing vlogmas. Yes. And she is also doing vlogmas in English. So I will link her down below so you can go check her out. Did I show you this one? Also something I got at the Knit to Purl too, a Luna Ster, which is the name of this YouTuber. She does only do Dutch vlogs. Anyways, the Knitting Inden bag, the Seriously Holy, the other designer I wanted to talk to you about is living in this bag. This is a birdhouse bag by Fiber Rachel. And that designer is Sandy Peters. Brilliant mind, brilliant. I did knit the Blooming Brioche by Sandy Peters. That is an all-over brioche shawl, very big. And I have this fox paws shawl on the needle since a very long time. Let's see, since when? I think 2022. Yes, since 2022, and this is in Shetland Harrisville yarn, which I won. And this project is worked with stacked stitches. Look, if I pull it out like this, you see that you knit a huge stack of stitches, and on there you even knit tinier stacks as well, to create the foxpaw and the 3 toes on the foxpaw. This is really nice to work, but quite intense. I can't do anything else but knitting on this. And it's very slow going. It's quite heavy on the hands. So, yeah. This is going to be years before it's finished. But the reason I wanted to talk about Sandy Peters being one of my favorite designers as well, for the hard stuff, so to say, is because I recently bought 5 of his patterns. And one of them is the Truchette's cowl, which is a kind of tapered cowl, so it is smaller around the neck and a little wider to the shoulder. And that is a pattern that comes with a little chart which you can cut out, and then you can just make your own design for the cowl, which is brilliantly original. I also bought the Trypophobia shawl, and oh, this is so easy that I don't have to think how to explain it in Dutch. Trypophobia is a fear of small clusters or holes or shapes that resemble holes. This triangular shawl is bordered with holes of increasing size. A special series of decreases and increases is used to easily create the large hole stitch in this project. You don't need to bind off and cast on to create these large holes. And that is interesting because usually a hole, like for a buttonhole, you cast off or you bind off and you cast on again. But this one is something different. So, and I had fantasies of knitting all these projects in December during Advent, but somehow that didn't work. I also bought melted crayons. The stitch pattern is inspired by crayons melting together into swirls and drips of color. The instruction contains 2 different stitch patterns, which are completely interchangeable. You can choose only one, alternate between the 2, or change things up whenever you feel like it. That also looks very interesting. I also bought the eccentricity. This shawl was designed as a gentle introduction to the stacked stitch technique. Panels of short rows lace give the piece its asymmetrical look and name. This pattern is well suited for adventurous knitters who are comfortable knitting shawls, but have never tried the stacked stitch technique before. Well, I just went all the way to the top class, but there was an introduction apparently. And the last one is the Stack-Tangle blanket, and that is a crochet design by Sandy Peters. The Stack-Tangle blanket will turn your expectations of the well-known granny stitch on their head. This pattern uses stacked increases and decreases to turn simple stripes into complex looking collarwork. This isn't much harder than a regular granny stitch afghan. We've provided photo tutorials of the unusual stitches in the pattern. Oh, that makes me think. You know I'd started that granny stripe blanket, right? I made a huge magic knot ball, started a granny stripe blanket, but I checked it out last Sunday, I think, and I was like, meh, I should start over because I used a crochet hook that's really too small. So I just might rip that out. It's like this big and start over with this pattern. That way, oh yes, what a great idea. To be continued as usual. Anyways, these were my favorite designers I wanted to talk about, and I hope you will link or you will comment down below with your favorite designer and why you like them so much. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you again tomorrow, and I hope you like what you do. Happy making. Bye.